What's going on, traders? Welcome back to the one, the only, of course, Start Swing Trade. And we got a great show for you guys. Of course, we're going to take a look into the market. What moved today? Of course, getting a little bit of a tech rally. And I would say an overall rally, right? We'll talk a little bit about it. Every sector in the green from the open. We'll take a look into that action. And of course, we'll get to Nvidia's earnings. That's really what everyone's going to be watching. We will be watching also. I actually want to take you guys live into that report. Of course, that report's going to come out after the bell. So I'm going to try to stay with you guys until that report comes out. I will take a look at the first reaction. Of course, I won't be here through the conference call, but you guys can tune in on the conference call right here on Benzinga. So you don't got to go anywhere, guys. Stick around. You guys will be able to tune in to that conference call. We'll actually send you over when this stream ends. I'm thinking I'm going to go till, we'll see, 4:15, 4:30. It really all depends on the action on Nvidia here. And I'm not going to trade it, but I'm going to be watching, right? Because this is a big determinant of what happens in the next couple of weeks. I think we need to keep an eye out on main things. It's not necessarily, to me, if Nvidia beats expectations. Beating the expectations is really not what I'm focused on. What I'm focused on is actual AI revenue outlooks. Give me something that tells me you're going to make this amount by this amount of time. You guys know the way I've been saying it. Show me the money. I feel like I've been the only one talking about the actual AI revenues, but we will be looking for them, right? And we'll be definitely looking for them in the report. Let's get into the action today. I got to say, best trade of the day for me was definitely a trade that I made on Microsoft earlier today, and could have definitely held it for a big win and maybe sold it a little bit quick. But hey, like always, we don't know if we're going to get this next rip up in the market, but we got it today. I was looking for pullbacks in Nvidia very early on in the day, just didn't get enough pullback. And man, that would have been a nice ride on Nvidia. I was looking at it at 456. So imagine that would have been a nice little 3% win. I definitely would be selling Nvidia right here into this move. I wouldn't be holding it. I probably would have already sold into 470s. It's been a good move here. And I think that this could also be a run into the event, right? And this could also kind of top it, right? We'll see. Will we get to 500 today? I have no idea. The only thing that I can see is that definitely if you got caught yesterday, you're a little upset today as you're back there towards 470. And that's just how it goes sometimes in this market. It's never going to go into just one way. We'll look to see if we push past. If we crack back down through the 440s, that's where I'd start getting concerned. And you can see the leak probably come back to the market. So I will be watching, of course, the Qs today. After the bell, we'll also keep an eye out to see what happens here in the overall market. Of course, technology leading the action today and pretty much getting a nice little what is this now? 5-day run. So overall, not doing too bad on this bounce. And of course, we can take a look at the high cap names in the tech today. Apple with a nice little move up about 1.62%. Microsoft with a nice little move to continue to the upside. Google getting a little bit of a lift. Nvidia, Meta, Google, of course, Goog. And then you got TSM also up, AVG up, Oracle. It just seemed to me like it was an all-out rally. Wherever you guys going to kind of look at the Adobe, which I really feel actually has AI revenue. We will see what happens here. Will this continue to lift? Will this will get to a 550? If Nvidia's reports good on AI, I could see Adobe even getting a lift on this. So we just got to keep an eye to see what happens here. CRM yesterday had an AI event. If Nvidia does well today, we'll see RM just turn things around and start making its way to 220s. We don't know, but one thing's for certain is that technology getting a nice little lift today. You can see it in SoxL. I was watching it out the gates with certain tech names, but a nice lift overall in tech. And of course, semiconductors leading, and then solar with a little bit of a bounce back today. Nothing that I trust there, but let's keep going. Let's go to consumer cyclical talk as we talk about the retail disaster today. Of course, retail bouncing back today is definitely helping them. And you guys can clearly see that by department stores, right? Let's go to KSS. Today, it was kind of drilled in the pre-market, was able to climb back here towards the 2680s. Macy's still in the red from the open. That just goes to show us that I don't know if this move's going to hold. Nordstrom did climb back there to 770s. This could come right back down. This actually looks like it could just really just be a little bit of a relief pop. We'll see what happens on these stocks. Also was taking a look at apparel stores to see what happens there. Apparel manufacturing showing up here. Let's take a look there at apparel stores. And apparel stores also getting the bounce today. Some stocks getting a nice little lift. Ross, look at that move to 122. So what does this mean? Cheaper outlook, right? Do you guys remember we were trading Ross down here in the 113s to 115 area? Man, should have been able to hold on to this one through the TJX report because this has been a nice little run. We'll see what happens on this. And I was also taking a look at Lulu today. A little part of me was wanting to short Lulu, but hey, looks like it might have not been the time to short it. We'll see what happens on Lulu. And of course, what happens tomorrow. If we have a down day for any reason, Nvidia disappoints, I'd be looking at retail stocks to go shorting tomorrow as I look to go ahead and tackle those after disappointments in tech. We'll see what happens in apparel stores. And of course, there was a couple other ones that didn't bounce back today, like Urban Outfitters. Now it's getting the bounce right now, but it's looking ugly towards the open. And if you take a look at AEO, I thought this would get a little bit more lift today than it did. ANF really taking off up there to 50.63. Will this just be a pop and a drop? This seems to me like a little bit over exuberance on this move here. Now Abercrombie and Finch, is this at a I was about to go to the monthlies and be surprised. I mean, this did go into kind of the .com era. So you saw this spike in 2006 to 2008. We'll see if it can actually start making its way back and holding 50. I think that's going to be a very important price point to watch. Right now, it's pulling back close to this 50. We'll see if it holds that. If that lets go, this could come right back down. And yesterday, I saw Best Buy take a big beating. They still didn't bounce back today. And so that just goes to show me that, yeah, Dick's bouncing back a little bit, but these stocks could be going into a further down action. And then Ulta Beauty giving a little bit of a bounce back today. But is this an opportunity to potentially go short? Of course, we can talk about the earnings that will be coming up after the bell today. We get Nvidia, Snow, but look what happens on Thursday. You also get Nordstrom, Ulta Beauty, Affirm, Workday, Marvell, and Gap. Gap, I'm not feeling too confident about. Nordstrom did get a little bit of a bounce today, but that could easily be short-lived. And tomorrow, out the gates, you'll get some cheaper names. Burlington, Dollar Tree. Will we see those actually get the lift? That's something that I'll be looking at. And maybe Petco disappointing. Petco has disappointed for a long time. A little part of me won't go shorting a name like this because it's just so cheap now. It's $6. And I thought at some point would turn this around, but it doesn't look good by any means. And just to mention, Chewy's been just getting pummeled lately. Look at this downturn in Chewy lately. It's down 31% in about a little bit over 1 month. So it doesn't look good in specialty retail. A lot of these kind of retail names just not looking good right now. Look at Etsy, really weak. This doesn't look good either. And this might turn around even like that eBay trade. eBay was making its way back. This could easily be right back down. So I don't trust retail at all right now. And you got to be careful. If you're going for cheaper names, maybe you can see these bounce. But we'll see what happens. Ollie's another one that I'll keep on my eye. It's just been kind of hanging out here and could take a next leg up as you're seeing more volume come into the name recently. And with this being mentioned, you guys see Walmart coming back, Costco coming back a little bit. I'll keep these on my radar. Dollar Tree, Dollar General, of course, will be coming up. We'll get those earnings. We'll see what happens on DLTR and some of these. Can they really start to get the lift out of here? We'll find out. All right, catching up with the chat. There's a lot going on today. And of course, I know what a lot of you guys are here for. You guys are all just trying to find out what happens today with none other than Nvidia. Will it be a no, God, no situation, or will it be a only one way to find out? Stick around, guys. We'll take a look into the earnings when they go live. Of course, that's after the tape. It's 3:43, so we'll keep talking about the market. I'm going to catch up with you guys. If you guys have any stocks you guys want to keep calling out. Working out, I look a little slim. Hey, that's not too bad. I mean, I've been running a lot lately, so maybe that's been playing into the factor. And who knows? I got to get a little lifting in. I haven't been doing a little weight training in a while since I've been playing baseball. But hey, you know how it is, Chris. Got to stay into the battle. That's what it's all about. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at what else is going in the market. What else you guys talking about? Nvidia's report at 420. Haha. I see what you did there, bro. Benzinga have their finest guy on Nvidia's call tonight. You know what it is, Tiny Pie. We'll definitely take a look to see what happens. And you guys know, I've been talking about this AI bubble. This AI bubble could be real, guys, but Nvidia is going to be the determining factor because nobody else has. Let's just be honest. All right, let's go take a look there. You guys want to talk a little bit about the banks? It seems like Kevin wants to take a look there. Let's go. Let's take a look at what happened in the banks today. Banks pulling back after, of course, they started to get hit, but it's not always going to go in one way. The real thing that I started noticing today was look how JPM's bounce back. It's not a monster bounce back. It's just a nice little measured move. So does this mean that we could see some continued downside in the banks? Yes. So I'm not betting too much on FAZ right here. Of course, I've talked about how that had already made a little bit of a run, so we could see a little bit of a pullback. I'd like this to pull back closer towards 1850 and then take the next lift. But keep your eyes on like a stock like Bank of America. It is trying to bottom here and trying to hold this kind of trend line that it has, but it could use that as resistance, 29s, and come right back to 27. Take a look at the weakest one, Citi. This just shows me this bank could be in trouble. I don't know, but I don't feel confident in this position at all in Citi, and this could be going lower. So I think it's going to all depend on what happens overall, but regional banks are still a concern for me. And I have a feeling sooner or later, we're going to hear something negative in this space. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be anywhere near this disaster. Like, look at PNC. It's just holding on by a thread. One bad news in the regionals, and they could start gapping down and start looking really ugly. Like if something comes out in wall negative and it's back down to 35, be careful out there, team. All right. And I see you out there, guys, saying that at the end of the day, the fate of the world depends on NVIDIA. It pretty much does. And then, of course, no pressure, but Jerome Powell, Jackson Hole, Friday, don't miss that too. That could also change things up. All right, X lost one of its possible buyout offers today. Hey, don't worry. That doesn't mean that there's no buyout offers still on the table. I think that's always kind of a little bit of a risk, right? When you're taking that kind of buyout approach. It really hasn't taken off either. I thought it would get to 33s by now, but Cleveland Cliff did a little bit better today. That could also be a potential buyout. So I would be keeping an eye out on this. Nice little lift off the 15 today for Cleveland Cliff. We'll look to see if it can hold 15 and then start making its way. That's a pretty good amount of volume coming in it right now in the last hour. Could maybe that possible buyout from X gone to Cliff? It's a potential move. It's pure speculation, of course, and I don't like doing too much speculation, but hey, we'll see what happens there in the steel play. Ben, what's up? Ben Berger. I like the last name. I'll tell you one thing. Man likes his burgers. All right, I added SPY and Walmart puts midday, holding overnight. You're brave, Ben. You're brave. I can't do puts on a day like this where Nvidia could rock it. But hey, to each his own, right? We'll see what happens there. Kevin, I appreciate you like always, man. Thank you for at least tuning in. And if I can give any types of insights, that's what I'm here for. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at what else is going on. City and awful value trap. Yeah, I mean, who would want to have this? Let's just be honest. Take a look at the monthly. This doesn't look good, right? We'll see what happens there. And we'll see if there's some more concerns that come out of these banks, right? UBS is actually making an up move here. So that's interesting to see that getting a move. Of course, we're not talking about all global banks here. What about Wells Fargo or Wells Farlow? We'll see what happens. If it cracks 40, that's where I'd be a little bit concerned about Wells Fargo starting to go back down towards those 37s. All right, let's keep going through the different stock areas today. I did see oil kind of battling today. Let me go ahead and take a peek where WTI is now. And you guys know I've been talking about 82 as being a big resistance. And if oil dropped back into the 70s, that we could start looking for oil shorts, actually. And there you guys see it. It's at 78.60 and was moving all around today, went to a high of 79.91, but didn't break 80. And I thought that was very important. Now we're near the kind of the low of the day's range. We're about middle of the day's range, 77.62 being the low side of it. And so this tells me that, hey, you could see oil turn around in a hurry. So even though it got back up here to 110 and I was looking for continued run, that's how quickly oil can change. Now it's starting to come down. And if you see 75s and 73s, yeah, this oil trade could easily come cracking down. All right, let's see what else is going on. The Union backs Cleveland Cliff's offer for X. We'll see what happens there. Maybe it's Cleveland Cliff that's actually going for it. Hammer saying that I'm going for Cleveland Cliff. We'll see. All right, let's keep going. Drip. Yeah, you could go after the drip, right? And drip isn't too bad to maybe take a little bit of a trade if you're thinking that oil could drop off here and at least get back into the 70s. And maybe we're just stuck in the range, right? Where we go down to 70s and upper 60s and we make a move back up into the 80s. Is it just a $60 to $80 range right now for crude? It seems like it. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at some other areas in the market. Of course, healthcare not doing too bad today, so I wanted to take a look at this because there's certain areas that have been hot as late. Biotechs is an area that I'll start pointing out, and why? Because I can see it here starting to get hot in the last 3 days, starting to approach some trends, and you are getting some of these names to really start pushing. So we got to keep an eye on some of the bigger ones to see if those want to keep going. Regeneron, look how it's been hot the last month. Of course, when these high cap names are really lifting to the upside, that's going to help. That's going to help get these biotechs really starting to move. CGen doesn't look too bad for a 200 break. Yeah, it really doesn't look bad at all. Now you see that 192 and now holding that pullback today to 193. It doesn't look too bad there. And these are not names that I trade often, right? Like our ARGX. Looks like it wants to hold 500, maybe make a 550 run. Doesn't seem too bad for a risk to return on there. Of course, these are some higher price names, and you can go after it a different way. Maybe it's the IBB, right? Maybe we're going for some biotechs ETF. So we'll see what happens if this can make the move. And just give me 1 second. All right, I'm here back. And Mitch, am I staying for the earnings? You know it. I'm staying, Alexander, at least till they hit the tape. I want to see this myself, guys. So IBB is an area that I'd actually keep an eye out for. Of course, if we start to go up here in some healthcare name and start to lift in the biotechs, this is not a bad way to maybe play this to the upside back towards 135. We'll keep an eye out on it. XBI could be another way, but those have some smaller ones, right? This one doesn't move as much as the IBB. I kind of like that one a little bit more, right? And of course, you can also take a look at just an overall one like XLF, right? No, well, we're going health, so it would be on XL. Health is here you go. I have it right here, guys. I don't know why I'm dropping the ball right there a little bit. Health XLV. So you guys can see the XLV right here and how it's been strong, holding the pullbacks and getting these lifts. So it pulls backs and lifts, pulls backs and lifts. We're going to look to see if we can get through 135. All right, let's get to the market action. We'll see what else is going on. And you could go for some SQQQs today, but you'd be asking for it, right? Because the truth is, even if Nvidia comes down, right, how much is it coming down today, right? It's already up there to 470. That's where I just think it's scary trying to go for the SQQQ type of trade, because if for some reason Nvidia just rips and it's back at 500, the Qs are going to be higher, guys. Like without a doubt, the Qs will go up overnight and probably make its way back. Who knows? Especially if it's back up there with Nvidia at 500. So I got no problem with you guys taking bets. By all means, you guys call your shots. But I can tell you right now, I won't be betting against the market today, or actually betting, for the short side, because the truth is, I don't want to bet for or against today. It just seems like an uncertain binary situation. What do we mean by that? It can go either way. Flip a coin and find out what happens. That's pretty much what it seems like. All right, guys, let's keep going. It's about 3:53. We got about 7 minutes till we get the real action that we're waiting for. We'll see what happens on Nvidia, if it can take that next level up. Important levels to watch for me are 475. You could get a pop right towards the highs and then it comes right back down. So as long as it's kind of holding this daily trend line back pull, then it looks good. Below 450s is where I think Nvidia really starts to come right back down. But we'll see. If that does happen on the first reaction, be careful, because I feel like you're going to have a little bit of a whipsaw reaction after the bell. All right, let's go to shops. Shop till we drop. Shopify. All right, so Shopify coming back today. And I got to say, Mitch, you guys need to yell at me next time, guys, because this was one of the plays that I kind of wanted on the pullback. We drew this on where? We drew this on 5:30, updated it on the 14th, just about a week ago. We drew this gap zone, and we're looking at this gap zone, created it on August 3rd, was looking for it to come back into that gap zone, fully fill, and then looking to grab it. You can see it around the 5110s. It definitely caught some support, and it's right back up there. So I'm keeping an eye on it. If the market wants to go green tomorrow, I feel like we could have Amazon and Shop run together. And so now that Amazon has filled its gap, and it didn't do too bad of a gap little fill here. It's right back down, right? We'll look to see if it fills the whole gap, but this looks like it already wants to make its way back as it reclaims the 9 EMA. And if we can have a bullish day, I like Amazon. I like Shop now. Those are looking decent. Of course, if the Qs get whacked, that's where you be careful, because we could be back towards the 51. And I think that some people are definitely taking some shots, right? Let's be honest. They're definitely going to take some shots on a name like Shop on pullbacks. It's had great earnings. And I think that there's a lot of stocks that had good earnings on pullbacks that you can be looking at. The key is today, will it be a growth on day tomorrow? That's where a lot of the trades were on today. Just take a look at ARKK and how it propped back up, right? You can see it. Tesla back to the upside. A lot of these kind of even like Upstart getting a little bit of a lift today. Affirm getting a little bit of a lift today. And why is this? Not because, we had the biggest rip and risk on type of stocks, but yes, it was a day to take some bets, and you're going to see that definitely there's some traders that are taking some bets. Now we'll see if they run out of the market here in the last couple of minutes, especially on Nvidia. Do we see some profit taking? Let's keep an eye out. All right, and let's also start bringing in, I think, an important outlook, right? What is going to happen here on the EPS and things like that? I think it's definitely important to take a look at. So let me see right here. You know what? I'm going to actually bring in here Moo to show you guys a little bit here, graphical representation. And you guys can see here on the EPS outlook. On the EPS outlook, we're predicted to kind of jump here from 0.62. And this was the actual, right? And so the actual value on the last one was 0.82. And our expectation was 0.61. And so now we're expected to go up to 1.72. And so this is definitely going to be something to look out for, right? Will we be able to hit that EPS? It's a pretty big jump also on the revenue outlook to 11.08. I think that's something that I'm going to be watching for, and we'll see. Can it meet that high bar? We'll have to wait and find out, especially as soon as it hits the tape. I'm going to be looking all around, guys, to see if I can get it to you guys pretty quickly. Of course, if you guys in the chat, you guys see it hit the tape, know the numbers, throw it up. Let's help each other out. Let's get ready for the action. You guys know it's 3:57. Sometime after 4, it's scheduled to come out. Some people are saying 4:20. We'll keep an eye on it. If it's 4:20, man, someone should have just told me, or maybe should have told me at least all the Tilray fans that it was going to come out at 4:20. But hey, we'll see what happens here. QQQs starting to pull back here, as I think you're starting to see a little bit of some profit taking. And when you have runs like this, where stocks just take off to the upside, like you saw in certain stocks today, well, why not take some cash, right? Even if you didn't take some cash before, there's nothing wrong with taking some money before the close. Nikola might get a pump. Oh, good Lord. We'll see what happens on Nikola. I don't trust that stock one bit. I can't even trade it. I just feel like I'm pushing a stock down the hill. Get it? But at the end of the day, nah, I can't trade Nikola. How the hell is this in farm and heavy construction machinery? Who threw it in there? I'm gonna call TC right now. Tell them what the hell is going on here. All right, we'll see what else is going on. BX is holding its 50-day. Let me take a look here. BX, Blackstone. Yeah, I mean, eventually, I think, will we get Bitcoin futures and things like that? Blackstone doesn't look too bad. Asset management doesn't look too bad overall. This is not a bad looking chart. In banks overall, asset management, this is not bad, right? I honestly don't see that as a bad move. It could go right back through 100 and start making its way to 105. All right, let's keep going. The miners today. Did you guys see the Bitcoin stocks? I called that out early. And of course, yesterday we talked about how these stocks could get the lift as these banks keep coming down. And Mara now starting to really lift off the daily. Take a look here. Now that's a really nice little push. Will we get a day 2 type of move? I think we need to see continued bank issues for these stocks to really get the next lift. But who knows? Riot, you got Hut. There's so many names there that can get the lift. BTBT. We'll see what happens on these names. It's all going to really depend on what happens in the banking situation. But it's 4 p.m. You know what's going on. Mystery Man knows what's up. It's time to release the Kraken. Dun, 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 dun. All right, yeah, we're going to be watching here, guys. Let me know if you guys see anything. Hit the tapes, as we're all going to be watching to see what happens. And definitely, I just don't want anyone to end up like the Super Mario and lose some lives here, guys. Be careful out there, team. It seems like it's going to be definitely some action, and we'll see if we're able to nail this. All right, let's go ahead. Let's look around. Let's take a look to see if there's anything out yet. I do not believe so, but of course, you got to keep an eye out it. And we'll see the action. Let's go to the 1 minute here and see what we're seeing. Also, we could take a look at some other earning stocks if they start to hit the tape. You're seeing already a little bit of some selling into the after hours. Let's see if this starts to pick up and see how wide it gets also. That's another thing that I'll be looking at. So one of the things that happens, of course, in the earnings is that spread. It usually gets wide, right? We'll see. As soon as you see that thing just go like, bloop, and open up by like a buck, oh, you know they're coming out. The algos are fast on this, so just be careful out there, traders. Like I said, I'm here to kind of give you guys the news. I'm not going to trade this Nvidia trade because it just doesn't make sense. But we can talk about how the reaction will play into other names, relationships. That's what we can definitely look at. Like AMD, huge up move today. But look at the action that AMD is leading right now. AMD is actually leading for some downside action here before the Nvidia report comes out. Is that something that's telling? Who knows? Microsoft also interesting. Look at the 2 million there at the close. That's some closing imbalances there on Microsoft. Did you guys see anything there on closing imbalances? I didn't check closing imbalance for Microsoft, but something showed up there. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go back to Nvidia. Now we're starting to get a little bit of some upside action move. Still nothing here, right? Still nothing showing up on the tape, but my eyes are open. I do see some stocks starting to get their earnings coming in here. I see Autodesk, NetApp already earnings out, so just keep your eyes on it. We're starting to see a little bit of a lift here. Where do you guys see Nvidia going on their earnings? Let's take a little bit of a bet here. Anybody in the chat? I'll take a look. I'll scroll through when it comes out. If I see somebody get it, get the number where it goes to on the first reaction, I'll give you a little something from Benzinga. Why not? Throw it up in the chat. Let's see if you guys get it. All right, let's see what else is going out. NTAP report out. Snow is out. Let's go take a look at Snow. I got no problem taking a look at Snow. You guys let me know if, of course, if Nvidia starts getting that rocket move. But let's go really quickly to Snowflake, and I can get you guys those earnings as they're coming out. And I can tell you right now, Snowflake definitely getting a little bit of a push right here, right off the back here. And of course, we're going to keep an eye out on AI. Of course, Snow is in the cybersecurity stock, and we've been seeing how this started to get a move back as their Pan W's earnings. Now it's been holding the 200-day. Will it be able to continue to lift here? We'll keep an eye on it. All right, let's keep watching there. Now you're starting to see that go a little bit wider, and nice little pop there towards 156.90s. This won't be a bad one to keep an eye out for. Nvidia still not seeing anything just yet. We might have to wait there towards 420. You guys are going to keep me all the way till then? We'll have to find out. David Gwynn putting in here 515 on a big beat. Man, 515. The Qs would love that. Let's just put it that way. The Qs would love that. Microsoft would love that. AMD would definitely love that. So we'll see what happens here. You can see how that dip in AMD was already kind of bought, right? So it leaked a little bit there, giving you an advantage that if you thought NVIDIA's was going to be good, you could have grabbed maybe their 109s on AMD on that first pullback, right? So some people were probably selling their intraday gains there, as you're seeing some people scoop it for the NVIDIA earnings report. We'll see what happens on NVIDIA. Can it get the pop? All right. Joanna saying here, drop to within 5 minutes, 461.66, then 449, then back to 463.95. Man, that would be interesting. Let's see it. Let's see it here. Quantum giving the 474.64. Okay. I see you guys. Don Wilson saying 40 points. 40 points upside or downside, Don? Let me know. All right. So definitely starting to see a little bit of some wider action. Just waiting to get that report, right? I mean, it's going to be definitely something that you see a lot of people try to react to. So let's see what happens here. I'm just glad I was able to stick around and do this with you guys. I know a lot of people right now are definitely tuning in, and appreciate if you guys could smash the like. This is what we do here on Benzinga. If for any reason you're new to Benzinga, never seen our shows, this is what we do, guys. We talk about the market. Tomorrow we'll have our flagship show, PreMarket Prep, that starts at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern. And we'll talk all about this earnings and how you guys can be looking into the market open and how the effect of the earnings report will come out, right? Snow is out. We could talk a little bit about that report, but I don't think anyone really cares about the snow because the truth is NVIDIA is everything today, at least for me and just about all the 255 people here. So smash it up, guys. Let's keep it going. All right, now you're seeing what? Just sideways action. A lot of uncertainty right now in NVIDIA. Jay Wild is saying 404.90s by the end of the week. Man, Jay, if that's true, I hope you got a nice short. Looking past you, can we have Spencer as a special guest one day? I don't know. Did he get too big for us out there on All-Star charts? We're gonna have to reach out to him. But he's doing his thing. Don't worry. I know Spencer. He's doing his thing, I'm sure. All right, let's keep taking a look to see when these earnings reports hit. Of course, I'm keeping an eye out on Benzinga Pro here, trying to watch when this is actually going to come in here. And of course, if you guys see anything, let me know. It's going to be interesting. Snowflake EPS, I'm seeing 22 cents there for diluted EPS. Splunk came in at a loss. That's not going to do it there. Now I'm seeing Nvidia action really start to pick up here. Let's see what happens here. We're starting to get a little bit of a push. Dun dun dun. Nvidia. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There's that reaction where you get the first wide. Look how these algos are so fast, guys. You guys let me know if you guys see Nvidia's earnings, because somebody has it. I'll tell you that much. It ain't me. That's the only thing. All right, guys. You guys let me know when you guys see that earnings. Normally, I'm pretty quick with this too. So, hey, you know how it is. We'll be all watching right now as it keeps moving here. If you guys see it, let me know. Whew, that's a move. There, it's the first moves, first reactions to the upside. Marty's saying, squeeze, please. Walter's saying, I don't think they're out yet. I don't know, man. I feel like somebody knows. Maybe push to 480s, then leaks. Like always, guys, be careful out there. Like I've been saying, I'm not trading this. I'm watching this and really trying to focus. First move could be that fake out. I'm with you, LeBron. I didn't know we had to go out there, baby. All right, let's keep going. Marty Wood, Google Finance says 5 p.m., but I'm not sure. That's the conference call. And we'll have the conference call right here, too. So this will actually take you right to the conference call after this. David said, somebody knows something. I agree with you, David. That was a pretty big little jump there for nothing being out. So we'll find out. Walter says, think numbers come out 420, 430. Hey, well, I'll stick around with you guys. As long as you guys enjoy it, we can keep watching the price action. How are the Qs trading off that first action? You can see they're already getting a little bit of an upside. Microsoft is a big watch for me on this, because if Nvidia could come out and say, yes, we're going to make some money, look at the turn that you've seen on Microsoft. This could start coming back. Of course, this was the first one to get knocked down, and it went down of like about 15%. So that's a full correction for Microsoft, right? Now we're coming back. A good number for Nvidia could also be really good for Apple, as Apple is going to be releasing, of course, their iPhone in September. And I think that this could drive it, right? We'll see what else is going on. And looking past these, says Mitch, how dare you? The GOAT is Jordan. Rings speak. Oh, man. We won't get into all that action today, but that's a whole nother conversation. All right, let's keep taking a look. What's going on out there, Carmen? Or someone's hoping for something. It could be. You know how the algos like to jump all over each other. So one starts going, the other one starts going. We'll see what happens here. The hourly is still pushing, right? It's still climbing. Let's keep a look here. 5 minutes just gave a huge wick to the upside. So I'm slowing it down for us, going instead of a 1 minute towards the 5. Why? This 1 minute is going to make us feel a little bit anxious, but hey, I can go back to it. We'll see if it takes down the 471 on the downside, because that's where it really just popped up from. It just retraced it now. We're going to keep a watch to see what happens with those earnings. Just to kind of mention some other stocks that are putting out kind of revenue outlooks and things like that. Snow had earnings. That's coming down there. Splunk had earnings. That actually got the pop, even though it missed. There had to have been something there on the earnings. The sales and revenues, big beat here, 910.5 million, beat the 885. But man, the revenue outlooks right here, the Q3 revenue outlook to 1.02 billion to 1.03 versus 981, really giving them Splunk a nice little lift off here. And I'm sure they'll mention some kind of AI mention there. It should be mentioned at least. We'll see what happens on the earnings report. Going back to Nvidia and just going to keep moving back and forth from some of the other earnings stocks, right? And we'll keep watching. It's going to come out sooner or later. Some people are saying 420. And if I would have known it's 420, I probably would have came back at 420. But hey, to each his own, right? We'll stick around with you guys and keep coming after this market. Kimmy, what are you looking at? Nvidia is going up on the hype and then headed straight down. Maybe the same as the other recent earnings. I agree with you. At the end of the day, AI has been some hype. But do I use ChatGPT? Yeah, I use ChatGPT on the regular. But is that creating me more revenue? It's created me more efficiency. That I can tell you guys. Efficiency and AI go hand in hand, right? That I will not doubt you one bit. It's all about the money, though. Show me the money today, Nvidia. Show me the money, is what I'm saying. We'll see what happens. All right, going back to the Nvidia chart, and we'll see if this can really kind of lift off there with dimensions, right? And everyone's keeping an eye on it. Conference call scheduled at 5. Of course, you guys can watch that conference call right here on Benzinga. We'll get to the action, and we're just going to take a look. Did it already just give that high today? Could 478 be the high today? What do you guys think in the chat? I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to go on a limb here and say that, yeah, maybe that 478 is the top already. We'll find out when the earnings hit. It's going to be something to watch. And remember, the bar is set high. Everyone's been expecting Nvidia to kill it. And if they don't just kill it, will it also just kill the stock price? We'll see what happens here. All right, AI still needs to be tended by humans, and I agree. This isn't true full AI just yet. I think that we're getting there, and sooner down the line, we will be there. But the question is now the time where the revenue comes in? Well, somebody's getting killed. Yeah. Unfortunately, in the market, there's always somebody on the wrong end of the stick, as they say. And that's just the truth. This is like the supermarket Super Bowl, right? This is like the big matchup right now. Nvidia, guys, we'll see what happens here. Will they be able to beat their expectation? Of course, the estimates, right? Let's go back to the estimates and talk about what they are. From my outlook here on Benzinga Pro, I'll show you guys that right now. Why not? Let's take a look here. So Benzinga Pro, if you guys want to watch the news hit, why not just have Benzinga Pro? That's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I'm watching above myself. If you guys noticed me looking up, there's a reason why. I'm looking at my Benzinga Pro. And you guys can get a 2-week trial of this. Just go to pro.benzinga.com. You don't even need a credit card. Check it out, guys. I can throw it up in the chat if you guys want to go ahead and check it out. I'll throw it up one more time. Just a click link here for you guys if you guys want to take a look. So the estimated EPS here expected to jump from 92 cents to 209. We'll see what happens there. And then, of course, the estimated revenue at 11.22 billion. Nvidia's never made more than 7.4 billion on an earnings report. Will they be able to make 11? That's a high bar. High bar indeed. We'll find out, guys. And the analyst. How have the analysts seen this thing, man? The analysts have just been coming in and just stepping all over each other, trying to get this thing to continue going higher. We'll see what happens, but man, they've been all over each other lately. We got an 800 bet. We got a 780 bet. We got a 620 bet. The lowest one I'm seeing here lately is 490. We'll see what happens. There's some pretty high outlook here. And what you also see is some buys. Not just, look at this one, strong buy. Who gave this one? Well, Raymond James. You got Oppenheimer, Rosenblatt. I mean, every single major bank just stepping up to the plate and telling you that it's going to go to the upside. Let's see if they're all wrong today. I feel like that would be something else. They're all wrong, not just one of them. All right, let's keep going. Of course, we'll see as this keeps hitting. And of course, you guys see I'm right here watching the tape as things come right through. I'll keep watch. This is going to be something definitely to keep an eye out for. And of course, I'll keep an eye out on the Twitter streets because I know the Twitter streets are probably jumping all over the action here. We'll find out. Will Nvidia upset or will it make just complete reversal? We'll find out. Just will it just catch right here and then just rocket right back to that level? I can tell you got tighter after that. After that first little move where the algos tried to jump it, it's right back down. So let's see what happens here. Will they cut it through the 471? It still hasn't cut through there. It's just been hanging in here. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at what else is going on. Manster's saying 840, baby. We'll have to take a look there, but definitely Nvidia here, not doing anything in the last couple of minutes. We'll find out, team. It's going to be some fast reaction here. We just got to take a look to see what happens. I'm taking away the RSI because that's not going to really give us an advantage here in the after hours. All right. Walter Lines, I'm a ticker thief. Hey, you got to take what you can sometimes, right? Crow, take it when you can get it, man. Daniel saying 3 minutes left. 420 is the outlook right now, guys. So smash the like out there. Can we get to 200 likes? We'll find out. Intel is another one I saw pretty strong as of late. If this one, of course, if Nvidia can make a nice little push, will Intel make the push? Yeah, I can see it starting to make its way back here for another resistance try up here. And so this is the stock that I'll be watching. If Nvidia can have a positive results, I'll look for a stock like this. We'll find out, guys. Definitely keep your eyes on everything as this reports. You're going to see a lot of action move. Be careful out there, team. AMD will be moving off of this, right? A big amount, right? I already told you guys, like I felt like people were buying up that 109 immediately as this went down. They were like, yeah, I'll take that 109 because I feel like Nvidia is going to go up. So if you give me an advantage in the close, as soon as it closed, closing price was where? Closing price at 4 o'clock was 109.42. You give me an advantage of 42 cents, I'll take it, and we'll look to see if it goes back up. Well, there it goes, and now it's almost back there towards 110. We'll see what happens on NVIDIA's report. But if NVIDIA gets the blast off, I can see AMD blasting off also. So we'll find out what here happens after the bell. Marvell also, this could run way before their earnings, and it could actually set their bar really high for Thursday night. So this could just move off of the NVIDIA move and then pretty much kind of set the bar really high for the report. And you can see here, this has come back and has made multiple attempts. I take a look at the weekly chart, and you can see here on the weekly chart, it could make this run towards like 65. Doesn't seem too bad. Keeps holding around the 57.50s, 57.40 area. Let's see if Marvell gets the lift. NVIDIA starting to move. Let's see, guys. What are you guys thinking? Do you guys smell it? Let's go, team. Let's see what's going on. Alien Watts says, I need a moat of bomb water and alligators when the zombies take over. Oh, good Lord. Smoke weed every day. That one's for you, Alan. Let's keep going, guys. Let's see what else happens here. Bros taking a look. We'll see what happens. It's stinky, I tell you. There it goes. There it goes, guys. Keep your eyes on it. We'll see if it hits the tape here. And if you guys see it before me, just let me know, because at the end of the day, we all want to know, I'm sure. What the hell just happened? Holy crap. What the hell just happened, guys? I guess the price is right, guys, because holy moly, guys. What is going on out here? Oh, good Lord. I almost spit out my water there, guys. That was a quick reaction there. We'll see what happens. Juanita saying, I said 550. David said, bada boom, baby. That was some movement right there, guys. I don't know what's happening. All I know is some people are like, here comes the money. Here we go. Money talks. Here comes the money. Money, money, money. All right, NVIDIA's EPS coming in here at 270, beats the 209 estimate. Sales at 13.51 billion, beat the 11.22. It was a big beat here, guys, on sales. Big beat on EPS. That's the first reaction, of course. That's going to happen immediately with the algos. That's why you saw that beat there, and you saw that big jump to 500. How are other stocks reacting on this? Of course, let's take a look at AMD. Big pop there to 113. Take a look around. Microsoft, big pop there to 330s. Now we're definitely getting a little bit of a lift there. Q's to 371s. This is why I didn't want to play that SQQQ trade. It just seemed to me like a little bit of some worry to play that QQQ, or anyway, really. And now we're getting some mentions here from the CEO. A new computing era has begun. Companies worldwide are transitioning to general purpose to accelerated computing and generative AI. But where's the money? Show me the money, Nvidia. You still haven't showed me the money. Now, Nvidia's board approved an additional 25 billion in share repurchase. That could continue the lift here, right? I'm just pulling as soon as I get things in the headlines here for you guys, and we'll see. This was that mention, of course, of the new computing era. And the big thing is, I'm still not seeing anything specifically with a revenue tagline to AI. So I'm definitely paying attention to that. And yes, for the earnings per share, you said it right, my friend David Gwen in the chat. I appreciate you being in here today. Nvidia, Q2 EPS. This is coming straight from Benzinga Pro. I'm just pulling it up here at the top as I see the price action. Like always, I'll always show you guys Benzinga Pro. You guys can definitely check it out yourself. Look at that board approval here. And now we're spiking a little bit more. We'll keep seeing as more news comes in hitting here. And of course, you guys can take a look at this. How? By having Benzinga Pro. So here you guys have it. We're getting some extra here. Nvidia sees Q3 revenues of 16 billion plus or minus 2% versus a 12.61 billion estimate. So huge revenue outlooks being given here by Nvidia. This is at least a little bit more. I want to see if this is specifically from AI, but overall, the outlook of Nvidia is we're going to make more money. That's what we're telling you right now. And we'll see what happens with this as you're now towards 512 on Nvidia, 513s almost, almost 15 here, guys, as Nvidia continues to lift. That AI bubble is going to expand fast, but where's the money? Where's the other money? That's my biggest thing. It is a transformation. I agree with Carmen's outlook, but my biggest thing is it seems like it's only Nvidia making the money here, guys, because it is in Microsoft making the money, but we're definitely going to get a little bit of a pop off of that, as the only thing that couldn't happen was an Nvidia destruction. That would have been the complete destruction of the AI bubble. Now you get a little bit more inflated. You see these green bars? It's kind of like the clowns coming in here and giving it the pump. Boop, 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 boop. Well, at least the analyst, I'll tell you one thing, weren't wrong. The analysts tried to give some estimates up here in the 500s. I don't know about 800 or some of the ones that were given out there, but definitely Nvidia with a big push. Wow, it's risky. Yeah. Yeah, definitely risky, man. We'll see what happens on that one. All right, let's keep going. We're going to take a look at some other action in the market. And of course, this is going to affect market all around. I'm going to continue watching to see what happens because it isn't over, guys. We still got to keep an eye out to see what happens with some of these mentions in the earnings call and some more mentions that could be coming out, right? We don't know what's going to be said on the earnings call. That's going to start at 5 p.m. I hope you guys enjoyed me staying. Normally, I only do this from 3 to 4, but I said, it was too good today to kind of give it up. I hope you guys enjoyed the action. We're going to continue covering Nvidia. Of course, you guys can keep up with that. pro.benzinga.com. Get your 2-week trial. Even Hendricks tuned in today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the action. We'll cover it all tomorrow on pre-market prep. Don't miss that and stick around right here. This is going to bring you guys over to the earnings conference call, and you guys can just hang out in that room. Keep talking about Nvidia. Keep talking about the markets. I might even jump in there. To tell you the truth, I'm looking to go around and maybe make a trade or two. We'll see what happens, team. Smash the like. Catch me tomorrow morning on Pre-Market Prep, our flagship show. If you haven't seen it before, really, I recommend take just one look at it tomorrow. If you don't like it, let me know in the comments. I highly doubt that you won't. I'll tell you one thing. Tomorrow, Dennis Dick, oh, he's going to be fired up. Joe Alconin, he's going to be fired up. And you know me, I'm all about that money. That's why they call me Money Mitch. I'll see you guys next time right here, of course, on Start Swing Trade. And keep going, team. Keep working on those skills.